This is for all the scooter lovers. Can you give me a ride like this? Do you know how to drive like this? Can you feel alive like this? Will you ever love like this? I want you to give me a ride like this. Can you give me a love like this? Do you know how to drive like this? You ever feel alive with this? Have you ever arrived like this? Can you give me a ride 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 like this? This is for all the scooter lovers. Can you give me a ride like this? Do you know how to drive like this? Can you feel alive like this? Will you ever love like this? I want you to give me a ride like this. Can you give me a love like this? Do you know how to drive like this? You ever feel alive with this? Have you ever arrived like this? Can you give me a ride 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 like this? This is for all the scooter lovers. Can you give me a ride like this? Do you know how to drive like this? Can you feel alive like this? Will you ever love like this? I want you to give me a ride like this. Can you give me a love like this? Do you know how to drive like this? You ever feel alive with this? Have you ever arrived like this? Can you give me a ride 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 like this? This is for all the scooter lovers.
Yo, hello, hello, can we hear me? 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 Hello, hello. Can we hear me? Can we hear me? Can we hear me? Can we hear me? How's it going? How we doing? Where's my headphones? Where are my headphones at? There they are. I was your 4th most watched streamer this year. I'm so sorry. I deeply apologize. My Xmas was you know, it was an Xmas. It was an Xmas. Happy to be back at it. Happy to be back at it. Cool. I want to get some background jams going while we do this. Yeah, today's a day of reflection for the year that was 2023. I don't know. Xmas happened. It comes and goes. Each year, as you get older, each year you get less and less excited about presents. I think that's the true measure of age. That is the true measure of age. You and your friend are performing the song Nerdy Prudes Must Die. Never heard of it. In front of my school. Oh, God. Any tips? Don't do it. God, performing in front of your school. God, that's just such... Oh, wow. That's a lot, man. I feel like that's the worst audience to perform for. God. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Good luck to you. I don't have any tips. That sounds horrible. Oosh. Any tips? Run. Performing in front of your school. As an adult, I couldn't do it. Good Lord. It's like, I'd rather, give me the harshest Broadway audience versus an audience full of Broadway critics versus just a school assembly. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, God, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to think. It's like, what other is it a variety show situation? What are the other acts that are going to be in this show? I have audition advice. I don't have performing in front of school advice other than run. But cool, but hats off to you, because I would just be running. Oh, Jeff's supposed to go on now. Oh, he's actually running away from the school at the moment. He's blocks away. I don't think he's going to be performing. Yeah, I'm hooked on a new Starbucks drink. Chestnut praline latte, 1 pump, coconut milk, no whipped cream. I want the whipped cream, but I'm trying to be good. I didn't see the dog comment. What dog comment? Also, as a reminder, the audition hotline's always open. Does anybody have any auditions for the coming the coming 2024 for the incoming year? Audition hotline's always open. We're here for all your audition needs. Oh, you're naming a dog Jack Bauer. That's cute. That's very cute. It's a 10 on the cute scale. Though I think you're predetermining that your dog's going to be a menace. So, I think your dog's going to be a menace. Okay, you have college callbacks in 2 weeks. Terrified. All right, give me the deets. Give me the who, what, when, where, why, what. What do you callbacks for what? Callbacks for what? Hey, let's start there. Callbacks for what? Okay. What's the best and worst audition you've witnessed? Well, I've mostly only witnessed my auditions. And any bad auditions I've otherwise witnessed, I won't share. Though none are really coming to mind. I mean, it's like, I don't think I've ever seen anything I've been on the other side of the table for. I don't think I've seen anything tragically bad. It's just, you just go, that's not it. That's it, That's also like, again, any actor out there, for their own good, needs to get on the other side of the table to see what that experience is like for your own good, because then you realize nobody's rooting for you to fail, and also like when you do suck, nobody's like really cares. They're just like, okay, next. It's like, kind of cold, but you go, oh, that was it. Nobody really cares that you screwed up. And sometimes, if you screw up, you still get the part. It's like, what you think of your audition is never is for sure not what they're thinking. So, there's that. I think I've told this story, but my worst audition is when I was flown to New York for a show. And I was super nervous, and I've I've learned since, and especially when I coach auditions, I'm wary of this. But like, I had essentially, okay, so I do the audition, and then at the end of the audition, the casting director says, "Oh, you choreographed it." And I didn't like consciously choreograph it, but I knew what she meant. And I go, yeah, I guess I did. And that was the feedback, and it was deserved, and it was, needless to say, I did not get the part, but it's okay. Don't choreograph your auditions. Don't make them dead. Don't make them, what am I looking for? They're not photographs. They are, your auditions should be living, alive things. You're not handing them a tape. Unless you're handing them a tape. Oh, you choreographed it. Good for you. Good for you. It was the most patronizing feedback I've ever received. But it was spot on. To be fair, if I was on the other side of the table, I wouldn't have been that mean. Though it wasn't, you know what I mean? It was unintentional shade, whatever you call it. It wasn't a conscious shade, but I'm glad it was said, because something clicked in me and go, oh yeah, you shouldn't do that. You got to be comfortable with anything, you know? It's like, your audition should not feel pre-planned is the lesson there. If it feels pre-planned, you're handing them a dead thing. Here's my dead thing. And they go, oh, thanks for this dead. Here's a dead bird. Oh, well, I would have preferred a live bird, but thank you. Hi, my name's Jeff. I'll be auditioning for Pippin, and here's a dead bird. Oh, well, thanks. Mm-hmm. Okay, bye. Yeah, oh, and here's a dead bird. Was it? Yeah, it was alive. It was alive, like, at some point. But here you go. Yes, nerves. I got so much to say. Nerves are fun to deal with. So many ways. You basically, you need to have a toolkit. You need to have a toolbox of things to deal with nerves. And the more tools you got in that toolbox, the better you are at dealing with nerves. So, just start with going, how big's your toolbox? I got a big toolbox dealing with nerves. I got so many tools to throw at you. I got all the tools for nerves. Because I have them, so I need a big toolbox. This isn't bragging. This is coping. If you got nerves, you need a big toolbox to cope with it. Here we go. Thoughts on nerves. Again, many ways to attack this problem. You want to attack it from all sides. You want to do a pincer movement, a pincer attack on nerves, a pincer attack. That means from all sides. You want to flank your nerves from all sides. First of all, you should look at your day-to-day life. I'd say in general, one, you go, are you just a nervous person? Are you always nervous? Then you go, well, that makes sense. You'll be nervous in the audition room. Unless unless for some reason you're not, then great. But so step one, assess your anxiety levels and nervousness in your day-to-day life. Try it, and then work with professionals, friends, family. Get tools for that. And in general, if you bring your anxiety down, nervousness down in your day-to-day life, some of it will translate in the audition room. Step one. So do some of that. Step two, for acute nervousness, just stage fright. Tools. We talked about one tool. You got to get on the other side of the table. It dispels your thoughts about it. You see what works, what doesn't. You see it's not that big a deal. These people, casting directors generally see hundreds of people, so it's like your line screw up doesn't mean anything to them. It doesn't matter. Whatever you'll find out the thing you're nervous about, if you're on the other side of the table, doesn't matter. So that's helpful. Number two, yes, you can't never fight your nerves. It's like, because that's, your stereotypical bad audition. Like if somebody were to do an impression of a bad audition, right? Or, you have in your mind what a bad audition is. And generally, it's people fighting their nerves, like trying to pretend that they're not nervous when they are. And that's when you get weird behaviors that look inhuman, and you go, I don't know what I'm looking at. This is a weird thing. So there's nothing weird about being nervous. It's a human thing. We recognize it. We go, that's a human. That's a nervous human. But it is a human. You get weird stuff when you're trying to do lines and you're terrified, but you're acting otherwise. And you go, okay, this is strange. So, that doesn't. So start by saying yes to it, owning it. And because nervousness quickly becomes excitement, and excitement's okay if you flip it. There's the other thing. You got to start exercising your imagination. You have to ask the question, there's so many questions you need to do with your imagination. One, do I actually want to be calm, cool, and collected in the audition room? Have you ever asked yourself this question? Some people never ask that question because it's like you think auditioning is like in nerves, and performing and nerves, they go hand in hand. Also, you might have had some success as a performer being nervous. This is the other thing. Have you had success as a performer being nervous? So now it's going to be harder for you to let go. You go, well, it's worked for me, so, well, then if it's worked for you, be nervous. But you have to entertain the idea of, do I want to be calm, cool, and collected? Also, what would that be like? How weird would that be? Start entertaining it. Go, that would be real weird, right? If like I walked into the room and I was actually calmer, like that would be real weird. But you start imagining it. And then you go, okay, can I just try this? Then you got to, now we're into another toolbox. You got to practice auditioning. Most people are nervous, and it makes sense because you audition like, I don't know, once every 6 months. Some people audition once a year, and they go, I'm super nervous. And I go, yeah, I would be too, because you're not auditioning. If you're doing something once a year, I'd be nervous about it too. The point is exposure therapy, right? Now, having been in therapy in my life, and if you're familiar with exposure therapy, I think it works for some things and not for others. It for sure works for auditioning because no matter what, like, we have irrational fears, but you're not going to die in an audition room. You're just not. I wonder if there's an exception to this rule. Okay, but we can say with 99.9999% certainty, no matter how badly it goes, you're not going to die in that audition room. So exposure therapy is a good thing. So what I would do, if I really wanted to nail an audition, I'd be auditioning constantly before that audition. I'd find auditions I didn't care about, community theater, whatever. I'd audition for friends. I'd say, hey, I'm auditioning for you right now. I'd be doing it. You have to get used to it. You have to practice auditioning. Expose yourself to who you are when you're auditioning. You go, oh God, I keep doing this weird thing. You gotta expose yourself. If you're auditioning once a year, once every few months, yeah, you're gonna be nervous. So just be okay with it. If you don't want to practice auditioning, just be okay being nervous because, yeah, you don't know what the hell's going to happen because you haven't practiced it. There's that. And then I do, and then there's some acute things you can do that I do share with my students. You can. I have my Broadway Plus profile back up if you wanna hit that up. But there's some exercises and stuff you can do that are very helpful in the moment. But those are general philosophies about it. Exposure therapy is generally the best, and entertaining your imagination. That, hey, what am I like when I'm actually performing calm, cool, and collected? Is it possible to be like this? And then you also got to answer, hey, what am I specifically nervous about? Am I nervous about forgetting lines? Am I nervous about what to do with my hands? Am I nervous about a certain note in a song? Like, what is your specific anxiety? Am I nervous that a fighter jet is going to fall out of the sky and hit me while I'm in the room? Can't help you there. But you need to nail down your specific anxiety. What is it? Because there's solutions to all those. Forgetting lines, million solutions. I got them. It's like nail down your specific anxiety. If it's like just generally looking stupid, get on the other side of the table. Evaluate who looks stupid and who doesn't. And you go, that person didn't look stupid, they did this. That person looks stupid, they did this. Anyway, all right. What do you do if it's your first audition and change the audition song 6 days before the audition? You do your best. It's like, so everybody's got 6 days to learn it. Take the pressure off because they changed it 6 days. Also again, everything's about taking the pressure off. Getting on the other side of the table is so helpful because you realize what you're looking for. Okay, also, here we go. More audition philosophy. This is a big one. Actors often go into audition worrying about surviving it. Actors would much rather do a fine job than embarrass themselves, right? Like they'd rather do a harmless audition, a completely forgettable, harmless audition, than attempt to book the role. And what I mean by that is we're totally concerned with the wrong things. You're like, I just want to go in there, not forget my lines. In fact, I want to go in there and them just have no thoughts about me. And they go, well, okay, you're also not going to get the part. The point is, casting directors are looking for solutions. They're looking for the actor to tell them, this is how you do the role. And what this means is you got to get out of your head, there's a right way to do this role. That's completely wrong, and you will never book a thing. Maybe on accident you will. But at the highest level, you will never book a thing thinking there's a right way to do it. There's only your way of doing it. And here's the secret. There's only your way of doing it. And sometimes that is the right way. And sometimes it's someone else's. It's like, again, being okay with rejection. And you understand that the idea that not every role is for you. That's the job. That's the job. But the point is, as an actor, you're walking into the audition room and you're offering a thing. You're presenting a gift. You go, here's one way. Casting directors are like, they're looking at a charcuterie board. They're going, oh, look at all these options I have. Oh, look at this spicy meat. Well, that's what they want. They want a charcuterie board of nice options. Generally, again, check it out. Sit on the other side of the table. What you're going to end up getting is one option. Because everybody else is everybody else is terrified. So really, ideally, what a casting director wants is a charcuterie board of, oh man, if we went this direction, it'd be spicy. If we went this direction, it would be sweet. And so you just want to give them a piece of meat on that charcuterie board, a piece of cheese. You want to say, here's one way you could go. That's all you can do. There's no right answer other than, here's one way you could go, casting director. So that's so much pressure lifted. You go, this is my offering. This is how I would do it. Sometimes it's what they're looking for. Sometimes it's not. But all you can do is offer that piece of cheese. This one is Gruyere. Gruyere? Is that how you say it? But I think a lot of our existential crisis as actors in the audition room is there's a right answer, and I don't know what it is, but I'm going to try to hit it. And you lose all your power. All you can do is offer a spicy take, a hot take on the role. And you go, if this were my role, this is how I'd do it. And really, the more out of left field and weird and crazy it is, the better chance you have. That's not to say make crazy choices for the sake of choices, but the point is to be as uniquely yourself in the role as you can. because that's the best shot you have at the highest level, at least. At like, the lowest level, quote unquote, whatever, your local community theater where they're begging for actors. Yeah, I imagine the baseline is just memorizing your lines. So yeah, you can get that. But at the highest levels, it's about offering a unique perspective on a role. And that's all you do. Your job is to offer, here's a road you can go down to. You want to offer them a potential path. I'm not almost in my 40s. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yes. And again, if you get on the other side of the table, you're going to love the person that comes in and gives a crazy, wild, strange take on a role. Because everybody else is playing it so safe. You're going to kind of be a zombie, go, great, thanks. And not mean, you're just kind of, But then this person you're going to go, what? That was, even if it's quote unquote wrong, completely wrong, it's an option because it's a choice. It's something interesting. You go, I'm going to remember them. Then, and also, I can't cast them for this role, but I got an idea for what I can cast them in. So, again, just be wary of if you are playing it safe in any avenue. You're like, if your concern is not forgetting lines, if your concern is doing it right, if your concern is having a fine audition, my point is you're misdirected. Your focus should be, all right, I am this character. This is how I do it. Okay. Like I did Rent like a year ago now, and I always want to do Roger because I always knew how I'd do it. I always had an idea of how I would do it, and I did it. And I think I think a lot of people would say it's very different than other Rogers, and that's great. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to get the role. And it's like, okay, my point is I had something to say about the role, at least in my mind. That was my approach. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to say something through the character. It wasn't, I want to get this role just so to get it. I just want to win. No, it's an offering. You go, this is one way. This is a new way of looking at this character. Or a way. This is my way of looking at this character. So you do that. You go, if you're auditioning for a role that's been done 100 times, you've probably seen actors do it, but your goal isn't to do it like them. Your goal is to go, if nobody has done this role before, if there's no reference experience, how would I do this? And you go, this is how I do it. Anyway, welcome to Audition Corner. I do like talking about the science of auditioning. It's very silly. Also, I like to, and I said this before, on the days approaching the audition, I'm just constantly doing my audition wherever I am, car, shower, on the toilet, because so it's in the waiting room. Yeah, I'm one of those crazy persons that's pacing in the corner, going through it. So when they call me in, I'm in the habit of just doing it. It's like they're interrupting me to call me in for the audition. So you're mid-work, and again, again, it's like when I'm running through it, I'm not trying to hold on. I'm still curious about it. I'm still playing with it. It's always a work in progress. Your audition should always be a work in progress until you're done with it. You go, here's, I'm still working. So then when they call me, Jeff Blime, I go, and like I'm already in it. I go, oh, okay, cool. So then they're like, so then when I walk in the room, say, hi everybody, how's it doing? You're already, you don't have to do any work to get in the headspace. And it's more the vibe. It goes, hey everybody, how you doing? Like, I'm not saying this, but it's like, hey everybody, how you doing? I'm working on this piece that you asked for, and this is kind of where I'm at right now. Check it out, and you do it. It's not, hi everyone, here's my finished product. Here's the dead bird. Here's the dead bird. Here's a dead bird for you. What do you think of my dead bird? No, it's collaborative. It's like, all right, this is an idea I'm working on. That's kind of the vibe. Hi everybody, how's it going? This is an idea I've been working on. I don't know if it's right. Check it out. And they're going to appreciate that they see that you've been working at it, that you're curious about it, that it's still new to you. This is what it's like to work with me. Oh, yeah, I just screwed that part up. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. You don't generally want to apologize. Again, it's also not a big deal if you apologize. Like, everyone's like, if you screw up a line, don't stop and don't apologize. I mean, sometimes maybe you get off the rails and you just go, sorry, can we take that back? All right, cool. As long as you just don't make a big deal out of anything, because it's not a big deal. Screwing up a line doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's so many more important things. Also, I recommend 8 coffees before you audition. 1,000 milligrams of caffeine before every audition is the key. I'm a doctor. One of your auditions requires you to perform an original song. This is an eyebrow raise at that. It's like, what is that for? I mean, unless you're auditioning for a record label. I raise my eyebrow at that. That's my reaction. Oh, my favorite movie I've seen this year, probably Godzilla -1. That was a real good time. Yes, I'm kidding. Don't do 8 coffees before you go in an audition room. Yes, it does also make me more anxious. And I prefer to be cool as a cucumber in an audition room. Because again, you have to start with the question is, do you actually want to be calm, cool, and collected in the audition room? And you'd be surprised if people struggle with that question. The answer for me is unequivocally yes. I want my pulse to be 8 beats per minute. That's when I'm at my best. Some people are like, I need that little juice of nerves. And I go, no thanks, not for me. Some people like it. Some people actually like being nervous. So you have to ask her, genuinely, maybe you do. Maybe you like a little nerves. I don't want them. They're useless to me. But also, yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Also, if there's any improvisers out there, I tell this to John all the time. Like, he's such a good improviser. But then sometimes, like, he'll do an audition for me, and I'm like, dude, you need to use that superpower of your improv skills, because that's what even a memorized performance should feel like. It should feel that spontaneous. So if you're an improviser in auditioning, you want to keep that energy of like anything can happen right now. Because the point is, a good improviser is cool with that. Like when you're in, but generally you have the context of I'm in an improv class or I'm in an improv troupe. And you go, so it's okay if things mess up. Keep that mindset when you go to an audition. That should be the same mindset. It should feel like have that same, this is an improv troupe. We're all in this. I don't know what's going to happen. Shit. Anything could go. I have no idea what I'm going to do. Improvisers are cool with that. A good improviser is cool with that and should keep that superpower in the audition room. But some improvisers are like, no, this is an audition. It's a different thing. It should be a dead bird. You go, no. No, it should not be a dead bird. Here's a dead bird. What is... Hold on. I need to look something up. You're auditioning for Veruca Salt. Is there a show? Because they're a band. Wait, there's a Wonka show with Veruca Salt. I'm confused. I don't know what this is. Wonka? Oh, you mean the character in Wonka? Because the band is the band named after the character, right? So if we're talking about the character in Wonka. Gotcha. I'm thinking of the rock band. Well, you have to scream a lot? Yeah, I'm not good with healthy screaming. I'm also on my bucket list is to learn how to rock scream, so can't help you with the screaming. I mean, I've done a lot of angry yelling in my career. I'm not sure I've done it healthy. That is a hole in my teaching knowledge. I don't know exactly. I've watched some videos on like rock screaming. I can't produce it, so I don't know. Haven't really seen Matilda musical. I've seen a few select numbers. So I worked on, it was back when I was in Chicago, my high school, the high school that I graduated from did Oregon Trail, and I got to come in as like a guest director, and I saw them audition, and all these kids were great. They came in with the right energy. They came in with this improv energy, like, I'm just going to give this, it was, I don't know what, I never really picked his brain about it, but he's created, he's also got like forensics students. And I never did that in high school, but like, I think forensics kind of has that improv vibe. They're all forensics students of like, I don't know, the point is they were very used to public, public speaking, and they were very used to public speaking, getting up in front of crowds. So it was good. They all had good exposure therapy. None of them were nervous about walking in a room and delivering a piece. I think so. I think forensics might be good for that. But in Illinois, it's not called forensics. I think it's called, maybe it's called forensics. I don't know. Speech. Forensics is good for exposure therapy for auditioning. Well, yeah. What does the 12 o'clock Girl Scout lyric mean? It's a reference to Grace Chastity. She's, because she's chiding everyone in class. I don't know if the timing actually worked out, but it's a reference to Grace. It's a goody two-shoes comment. Were you in marching band? Oh, hell yeah, I was in marching band. We were a serious marching band. Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time marching band. In fact, on one of our streams, we watched professional marching bands. I was trumpet 1, baby. Yes, playing piano does relax me. Oh, sitting at the piano, coming up with random little melodies is anxiety induced? Oh, anxiety reducing. I was like, if it's anxiety inducing, don't do it. I played flute and was shoved directly behind the bass drums. Oh, you mean on like the field? Tips for writing comedy songs. Just write it's not really different than writing any other song other than, I guess, the energy. And does it make you laugh? I mean, I don't sit down to write a comedy song. I've never sat down to write a comedy song. The situations, or whatever the situation is, comes through in some, and then things make me laugh, but it's not like, it's an energy thing. You sit down with a certain energy. But I do tend to, I am aware of one of my, if I'm going to break down, one of my traits as a songwriter is that I do a setup and punchline kind of thing. And then usually the punchline hits right on the pre-chorus right before the chorus. Can't think of an example, but I think you could see it in a lot of my songs. But it's not a conscious thing I do. Working on writing a musical comedy play. I've never written songs before. So you just got to start writing songs. You got to start writing lots of songs. Just whatever, you got to start flowing, man. You just got to go. You got to start rolling with your ideas. You go, hey, just start throwing paint in a wall. I think people in general don't throw enough paint in a wall. So if you've never done something before, your first order of business, It's throwing a bunch of paint at the wall. It's like if you give a kid a bucket of paint, it's not going to sit down and think, oh, what should I do with this paint? It's just going to start throwing it. And kids are wise like that. There's a wisdom in that. Just start throwing the paint around, and eventually, the more paint you go, I like this color of paint. I don't like this. I like when I do this with paint. I don't. But you gotta throw the paint at the wall. You gotta make a mess. So the answer is make a mess. There's not enough artists. I mean, we forget. The point is we forget. As kids, we have no problem making messes. So you gotta make a mess. Make all the mess. Yeah, high school is killing me. Is fun. I was trying to think of there's kind of the setup punchline thing in there. You know, it's like, well, it used to be. There's no way to fix the class of 2026. So the whole thing's the setup, but the punchline is, again, it's the same setup and punchline. Is high school is killing me. It's like, it's not an axe murderer. It's this institution. But there's the pre-chorus hit. I also, what's it on the second pre-chorus? I don't remember my own song. It's also, okay, here's a tip about comedy songs. You need to write a song where it doesn't matter if it's funny. The point is, people are going to laugh. The point is, it shouldn't be your song shouldn't be dependent on being funny. It's like, so if the joke doesn't hit, it's still a good song. Well, I guess I only do it once. There you go. Yeah, those drum fills are fun. Did I write America's Great Again later than I wrote? Yes, that was that was the last song I wrote. I wrote that, we were at the first week of rehearsals. Oh, I mean, I was for sure writing as early as high school, probably earlier. Yes, earlier. I made an album. Like a trumpet. It was me and a tape recorder playing trumpet, stacking trumpet tracks. Oof, whoa. Yeah, you cringe thinking about it. I think it was middle school. Ugh. It's cringe thinking about it. But there you go. I was throwing paint into the wall. Anyway, it's a cringe album. Cringe trumpet album. I have no idea. I remember just. Anyway, yeah. I'm not sure there's. I'd have to listen. I don't want to listen to it. Is there any genres of music you want to explore more? Well, I think I'm going to start taking guitar lessons. I think that's so it's not a genre of music, but so I guess like acoustic music. Like, there's no reason. It's like I need to be a respectable guitar player. I think that's just I need to do it. Yeah. Also, the other thing I wanted to do with the stream was so 2024. What I'd like to do. Let me put it that way. What I like to do is actually finally release all these quote unquote album songs I have, but I'm at a loss for like the best way to do it. You know, like do an album drop, I guess, or still release them as singles, but with like little videos. I don't know. I don't have many bunch of video ideas. I don't know. So. Yeah, but the problem is, I'd say it's exciting, but the mistake I made, and I've talked about, it's like, and I've been doing some reading that's clicked with me, is I kind of missed the window. It's like you want to release it at the time it's vibing with you, like just fully, like ride the wave. And it's like I'm already almost a year removed from these songs, and they're not like in my consciousness anymore. So my excitement for them is not at the level it was. So now I have to like rekindle this excitement, because it's like part of it is your enthusiasm for it, especially when you release something. So I've already missed the window for all these songs. So I'm like, well. So I'm like kind of thinking like, should I, so what should I do with them? Should I try to rekindle this enthusiasm into something else or move on to writing other shit? So that's kind of, or just like dump them on Spotify and don't even promote them at all. I mean, that's an option. Just drink more coffee until I die. It's not even reading. I was watching a lot of Rick Rubin. He's a famous music producer. He was doing he's been doing a series of podcasts. I've been consuming them, and he's a real wise dude. And he said at least one thing. He said a couple things that struck with me. One of them is a top mind right now, where he's like, because I've always struggled with deadlines. I've always struggled with deadlines. They're okay. The two things are coming to me. I don't do good with deadlines, and it's never been a problem for me because, like, for something I'm enthusiastic about, I don't procrastinate. Like, I've never, for the Hatchfield shows, I'm never like, the music's always, it's always coming. The minute I get a script, I'm writing, so it's not like I'm ever behind because I love it. So you procrastinate the shit you don't want to do. So the deadline in terms of like writing has never been a problem for me. The deadlines, it's like when I get in the mixing and the producing, where I definitely have some insecurities because I'm self-taught. And anyway, so I'll push up against the deadline and be freaking out. my stress level, like, like thinking of the Nightmare Time albums, where it's like, Jeff, we need the final mix today. And I'll be like, I need one more hour. And I go, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with that one more hour. But it's stuff like that. But the thing that he said that I'm going to try to employ, and it's freeing, is he said, deadlines are only useful, and they are useful once you've cracked the code of something. And it goes also with what he said is nobody, let me find the quote. It's about, I don't know where it is, but the gist of it is that, like, a good song transcends its mix, and you see this in practice all the time. It's like, if it's a good song, I'll watch a shitty recording of it from somebody's phone at a concert, right? And I'll still. The point is, if it's a good song, it doesn't matter if it's a perfect mix. Like, nobody likes a mix more than they. I mean, unless you're like, this is your profession. Nobody likes a mix. Can't a great mix can't make a song great. A great song can make a bad mix irrelevant. But I forget what the quote is, but that was the gist of it. It's like, the song's either good, it's not. That extra effort you're putting in the mix is not going to change anyone's experience with it, and in any meaningful way. So that, combined with the idea of, once the code is cracked, once you got the song, the idea, once you're, like, again, I always say, it's like, I have no problem getting a song 80 to 90% done. It's that last 10 to 20% that drives me to the grave. And actually, and makes me a 39-year-old as opposed to the 29-year-old I'm actually. But the point is, so it's like, I need to start employing that. It's like, once I've cracked the code, set a deadline, because that extra 10 to 20% doesn't matter. It just doesn't. It's not going to change anyone's experience with it, which we've experienced on stream. And everyone's like, I can't tell the difference. Like, but I can. So that's what I'm going to try to employ. Now, the problem is I can't employ that retroactively. So I'm like, with these songs, yeah, I can. So I think I can set a deadline for them now, but I don't really know what that deadline should be for. If I should, But that's going to free me up, I think, that idea. Those two ideas combined. A perfect mix doesn't matter. It's the song that matters. And once you crack the code, which I know what that, I know what that means. Once you get the thing, the idea, the song, once you have it, the final 10 to 20%, just set a deadline, because it doesn't matter. Just hit the deadline. We'll see. I haven't really put this into practice yet, but that idea seems to be doable for me. It makes sense. And if Rick Rubin says it, he's a Zen master. He's a music Zen master. But it's also, anyway. Yeah, right. Well, no, I know deadlines are terrifying when you're a perfectionist, but this is an idea that's kind of open, a little bit of an aha moment that I think is going to help me. It's like, deadlines are an enemy at a point, but then they are your friend. The idea that, like, once you got it, deadlines are your friend. But, be honest with, do you have it yet? Cool. But the point is, so I'm trying to, I don't know, I'm asking the universe for creative ideas what to do with these now year-old songs. that I that are not in my personal zeitgeist at the moment. It's like, I don't know. Hold on, need water. Um, let's see if this vibe's cool. What the hell? You know, we're back at it when Streamlabs won't show me Logic. I've missed this. I've missed inexplicable shit. I've missed inexplicable shit. Whoops. What did I do? There we go. Got it. Try not to think about it because it will break your brain. How does it see every other application that's open except the one I want to use? It's real weird. Full orchestral and theatrical version of What Do You Want, Paul? How do I connect my lyrics to my music? Oh, that's easy. I actually do find that part pretty easy. Hold on. Let me get this vibe going. Never mind. I don't know if I like it. Okay. All right, that's fun. I don't know if I like this. All right, how do you connect? Hold on a sec. Enjoy the vibe. Okay. So the way you connect music's... What was the question again? How do you connect your lyrics to your music? They're inseparable. So when I write a song, usually I write... There's a melody that comes with gibberish attached. And sometimes the gibberish has like one word that comes through, like like this song. Let's see. I needed something to write with. So it's kind of how I write. A bunch of gibberish, but there's vowels and consonants that come with it, and sometimes actual words, and I don't fight those. I say yes to those. I go, you're uncovering. Songwriting is it's more like archaeology. You're uncovering something. I go, okay, you're starting to see the outline of the bones, right? You need to get finer tools. But I know what the kind of the vowels of how it should sound. So that's how it should sound. So if I write lyrics that are don't have that assonance to them, then it's wrong. So I don't fight that. I go, yes, that's the clue. That's the clue. That gibberish is the clue as to what the lyrics should sound like. So now you got one big clue. Sometimes that gibberish is more specific, like there's a word that pops out that just comes in my head, and I go, oh, okay, so it has to have that word in it. So the final lyrics are going to kind of flow like that. They're going to have that assonance and flow to it. I'm not going to try to jam different consonants and vowels in there. It's going to flow like that gibberish. It's going to be a lot closer to that gibberish than you'd think. And my number one rule for lyrics is always, do they sound good, man? That's number one. They have to sound good. Do they sing well? Or is it weird on the tongue? Does it sound forced? Does it sound, wrong? Does it sound gross? Number one rule, lyrics have to sound just on their own. The consonants and vowels have to vibe, have to flow. They have to be fun. They have to be pleasant to sing, or whatever the vibe of the song is. They have to match the vibe of the song. And then secondarily, and it becomes more important in musical theater, but secondarily is, what do they mean? In pop music, it's very much a distant second as to what they mean for me, other than how they vibe. In musical theater, it's like 1A and 1B, but still, I think it's more important that they sound good. Was my number one song on Spotify Wrapped? I don't know. I didn't really follow this Spotify Wrapped thing. How do I find that out? I didn't really know what the hell people were talking about for a while. Let's see. Maybe I got an email about it. Dive into my 2023 Artist Wrapped. I don't have a Spotify account connected to my Google account. Okay, great. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you. I don't know my passwords for any of this stuff. Well, can't ever log into Spotify again. That's great. Thank you. Oh, maybe it's... Is that why? Oh, is it just like what you listen to the most in Spotify? I don't use Spotify that often, so it's probably... What? Well, great. Google can't be... this is quite a production. My username? How is that my username? Okay, Spotify. Let's try this again. This isn't my... What? I don't know where my Google... I don't know where my Spotify profile is. This is great. It's lost. Where do you find this wrapped thing? Yeah, yes, this is, the music's really, it just pop up. Oh yeah, it probably does anymore. I'm late to the party, so I don't know what it was. Also, I have no idea how to access this account anymore. whole wrapped section at the top of my account. Maybe not on maybe only on mobile or something. I don't see it. Yeah, okay, it's on mobile. Here, let's see. Oh, here it is. I see. Okay. It doesn't show my rep, though. It just looks at... anyway, all right, I have no idea. No idea. Anyway, this loop's killing me. All right. Really, you know, Streamlabs would be nice if I could share Logic with the crowd, but you know, you're but you know. Oh, what song? The song I listened to the most this year is definitely something by the 1975. I was listening to them the most this year. Their new album, whatever it's called, I was listening to that a lot. That's for sure what I was listening to the most. That or who else was I listening to a lot? Lewis Cole, some Jacob Collier. Who else? Those were probably the big three. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, and I was listening to a lot of Polyphia. Polyphia is cool. All right, I think we're about done. I'm gonna eat some lunch, do some writing, do some brainstorming on what to do with all this 2023 crap I wrote. I could just call the album 2024 and it's songs I wrote in 2023. Lore dump. Yeah, I want that Yukon movie too. Yukon. Yep. Heck yeah. I want that cool 5 mil. I'm thinking about Yukon licking that ice pick. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. They do it twice. Oh god, that moment's so weird. As they say, that lives in my head rent free. Yukon licking his ice pick. Woo! Silver! Or whatever he says. It's gold! Oh, God. What a maniac. Dude's an absolute maniac. And in the live action Yukon movie, that oral fixation he has is staying. He's just constantly. Whoa, we must head west. God, it's so strange. Yeah, the whole movie is him just licking rocks and licking pick. He's just hacking at stuff and this way. Cubic zirconium. This way. Quartz. What's another? Iron ore. That'll be my Halloween costume next year. Yukon Cornelius. He's just dressed like a lumberjack. But I'll have an ice pick and just constantly lick it and just freak everybody at the party out. I need a brand manager. I need a team to take over my social media and tell me what to do with it. A brand managing team. Where's my team? Team? Yeah, you need to talk to my team. Yeah, I can't be reached, but you can reach my team. We're not far away from, and this is where I am rooting for AI. Probably, I'll say 10 years from now, I can just, it's like Final Cut. You download some app and you just insert your script and it produces the whole movie for you. Go, this is amazing. I can watch my movie. Also, I'm sure I'm definitely in the running for most visually interesting stream. It's mostly what percentages of my streams are just black screen? 80%. 85%. Usually I have Logic up there, but Streamlabs doesn't recognize Logic as a sovereign state. All right, team. All right, team. So what's the plan for these old songs, team? Tell me, team. What do I do with these old songs? These year-old songs. I don't have any video ideas for most of them, though. I mean, I could do that. It's a lot of fucking money, though. I'm thinking. That's a lot of work. Yeah, I could just, yeah. You have to let your dreams be dreams when they cost a cool 5 mil, unfortunately. If your dreams cost a cool 5 mil, they gotta stay dreams for a while. So the lesson is get cheap dreams. Have cheap dreams. I wish that your dreams are cheap and affordable. I wish everybody affordable dreams. Discount dreams. May your dreams be discounted and your wishes fulfilled. May your dreams be discounted and your wishes affordable. Be discounted and your wishes on sale. How did I get involved with Star Kid? It's a long, treacherous, tumultuous story. I was chasing the gold rush. Just me and my sled dog, and I heard that. That I shouldn't be chasing gold. I should be chasing silver, and I heard that they were mining silver out in Antarctica. So I hopped many a ship. I jumped from ship to ship, hiding in cargo bays. Some pirate ships I had avoided death numerous times. Eventually arrived in Antarctica, a starving mess. That's me and my sled dog. And we weathered the Antarctic storms till one day we struck gold. And we struck silver. Just me and my trusty sled dog in my ice pick. In my tasty ice pick. Silver is where it's at. And gold. Wait, that's the line in the trailer. I love this line. He goes, what's the line? He goes, you know what's better than silver? Or, you know what's better than gold, don't you? Silver, what's that? Silver and gold. And that's what sets him off on his journey. He's sick of chasing gold in the Old West. Can't find anything. It's all been picked dry. It's all been mined. I heard you. You know what they got out there? Silver. You know what's better than gold, don't you? What's that? Silver and gold. I don't know why he's Irish. Silver and gold. Yeah. You'll never make it there alive. You'll never make it there. You'll never make it there alive, Yukon. It's a lifetime away. Out there in Antarctica, the North Pole. Now, is it the... Wait a minute. And yeah, there you go. I get... South Pole's Antarctica. The Arctic is the North Pole. Right? The Arctic. So, the Arctic's a lifetime away, Yukon. You'll never survive the trip. Gold! Stop licking that thing, Yukon. It's disgusting. Yukon doesn't say much except gold. You'll never survive it. Stop licking that thing. It's disgusting. Well, that's why he starts in the Yukon. Right. Wait, what is the Yukon? Yeah. Oh, it's Canada. It's the North. Oh, yeah. Whoops. Canada. So he could come to. Yeah, he starts his mining career in Yukon. Maybe he's born in Yukon, and he comes down from Canada through the Wild West, and he sees that all the gold has been mined. No gold. Where's the gold? No gold. It's bone dry. And then that's when he hears about the silver in the Arctic. Silver in the Arctic. There's many a treachery out there. Your journey will be filled with treacherous. And then you see in the trailer just monsters, polar bears, and pirates. He's got to deal with to get to the Arctic. He's got to go through pirates, and once he gets there, it's just starvation and polar bears and death, and more pirates, Arctic pirates. And then, finally, and then the big beast, the abominable snowman, that stands between him and his silver. Maybe the abominable snowman's like Smog. Like it talks to him. Talks to him. And then, of course, the final shot of the movie is him running into this group of reindeer or whatever. The dumb elf in Rudolph, and it's like, hi, who are you? He runs in the final frame in the movie is him meeting a red-nosed reindeer. But it's live action, so it might just be a real deer with a red nose. Yeah, that's what it is. It's not the live. It's just some random regular deer with a red nose. We go, whoa, that's cool. And you go, I guess that's cool. What in the sequel? What does he? It's not a talking deer. So yeah, the abominable snowman talks like Smog, but the Rudolph when he appears at the end is just a regular deer with a red nose that clearly does not talk. Gold! Ooh, silver! Quartz! I can't think of any more minerals or rocks. What else we got? Zirconium! Emerald! Ooh, emerald! Diamond! It's just so disgusting. Turquoise! Turquoise is a rock, right? Yeah, he's famous. He's famous for his tongue. He's got this famous tongue from rocks, and he could maybe at the beginning his job is like he works in like you know what do you call it? Like he verifies things instead of you got the guy at the front of the store is using his like magnifying glass to look at rocks and diamonds and stuff, and he goes, "Yukon, get back, take a look at this. I can't make out this one." And he goes, "All right." He takes it, goes, "It's a fake." He's got a face silver-tongued. He's famously silver-tongued. He's got a silver tongue, that Yukon. He's got a taste for silver. What does that mean? He's got a taste for silver. That's what that means. Oh, I promise you, that is real silver. I dug it from the mine myself. Now I want my money. Yukon? Yes? Take a look at this. Okay! Take a look at this. What, I'm sorry, what's he doing? He's got a silver tongue. Okay. It's a fake! I told you. Store owner gets out a shotgun. Get out of my store. What would I do without you, Yukon? I don't know! And he's always tasting rocks. It's his thing. I want to shame him for it, but it just don't seem right. It don't sit right with me to shame him for it. So I put it to use. I make money off it. Just don't sit right with me to shame him for it. It is a really funny thing. Even just the trailer would be hilarious. You got a real silver tongue, that Yukon. Just don't feel right to shame him for it. Gold! It's a fake! All right. Till next time, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.